So I currently have no ideas whatsoever for what to do on my island. I have been trying to build this stupid thing on my island for like a week and a half, and I don't have the materials and I don't have the furniture or the inspiration. So instead, today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned tier list. This is actually the first time I'm doing it on my channel. Yay. And I thought it would be super fun just because I feel like I haven't let you in enough on the drama that goes on with my villagers, because I'm constantly going on villager hunts. That's like the main thing I do because I'm obsessed with them. I ran up the stairs right before I started this video, so I'm kind of out of breath. I am going to be ranking every single villager I have ever had. I've been actually trying to film this video for like a month and a half. I just haven't had the motivation, but now I do because I don't have the motivation for something else. See how that works. So yeah, we are going to be ranking every single villager I've ever had. This includes the villagers from my old island, which was the island of Hathaway, and my new island, Cricket. So real quick, let's go through the tier list. At the very, very top, we've got emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way, which is, you know, all of my absolute best friends where I've had an emotional connection to the point where I'm kind of considering them to be my actual friends in real life. I know, it's sad, but it's true. And then we've got That's My Best Friend, which is all those villagers that I love with my whole heart, but not in the way where it gets kind of unhealthy. Then we've got You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality, and I'm sure y'all know that feeling where you get a villager that is like the cutest thing ever, and after like a few days of having them, you're like, wow, you're just bringing nothing, giving zero anything. And then we have I Don't Know How to Feel, which is all the villagers I honestly don't care enough about, but I also, I had them for long enough where I feel like they should be on this list. Then we're getting into the negatives, and we got Net Hit, which is very self-explanatory. Everybody knows if you hate a villager, you hit him with a net. It's all we can do. It's literally the only power we have over them. And then we've got Hate, which I wish I put a better word here, but I just couldn't think of anything. But it's basically just the tier between Net Hit and the next one. I needed something, but I didn't know what to call it, so it's Hate. And then the last one is Getting Earbud Wires Caught on a Door Handle and Ripped Out of My Ears. Every single time this happens, and I don't have like earbuds with the wires anymore, but I had them for a long time. Every time this would happen, for a second, my heart would fill with like hatred. I was about to go into like a dimension of hate and despair for the rest of my life. And then that feeling would pass. But this tier is just that feeling, but all the time. Okay, so I'm not even gonna do this order. I'm just gonna whoop, and we're gonna pick. Okay, let's start with Iggly. Sir, you're going in. He's somewhere between Net Hit and Hate. I'm gonna put him in Hate. Iggly was a resident on my old island, Hathaway, and I didn't mind him at first. He was an autofill. What did sting a little bit was that my best friend gave him to me. Like, I went to her island and he showed up and I was like, are you kidding me? She literally texted me like, oh my gosh, I got rid of him. And then 2 seconds later, he's on my island. It was just kind of rude, you know? And he would not leave. Like, he was there for an annoyingly long time. Like, it was one of those situations where I time traveled for like hours to try and get this man away, and it just did not work. So that's the main reason I put him in Hate. He's like a not very strong hate, but just enough because of the amount of time I had to spend to get him off of my island. Next, we are going, okay, Shino. Shino, I'm putting straight into You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality. I know, right? Shino? Yeah, you would think that someone as cool as her would have a personality, but no. She was one of my first 3 that I got on that, you know, that first Nook Mile ticket hunt you do on an island. She was the first one I got on Cricket, and she was really boring. And I talked to her, and she gave me nothing. So then she asked to move out, and I let her. That's it. End of story, nothing else. We've got Julia. Hey, I literally just got her because we have the same name. Literally, one day I was like, you know what? I want her on my island. And I kicked off one of my best friends for her because I was stupid, and I regretted it completely. I'm gonna put her into, I guess we'll put her into You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality, because I was really excited because she had the same name, and she was just really, really boring. So again, nothing interesting about her. Plucky. I'll put her in net hit. Yeah, because that's literally all I did. She was, you know, one of my starters on Cricket, and I avoided her every day because I was not interested in her, and I love the sisterly personality, and I didn't want her to ruin it for me. So I never talked to her, and then she has to move. That was it. Dom, okay. We're putting him into That's My Best Friend, because Dom, oh, I love him, love him, love him. Okay, he was on my old island, Hathaway. He was one of my, like, final residents before I restarted, so, like, he is one of, like, the top ones. I don't even remember how I got him. I think somebody, like, was giving him for free or something, I don't know. But, yeah, he doesn't... Oh, wait, no, there's drama surrounding him. Ugh, okay. So I view Dom as a little baby, right? Because he is. Look at him. He's so sweet, so cute. However, if y'all don't know who Nan is, this girlie right here, one day he went up to her and started hitting on her, and it was really, really creepy. He was, like, flexing his muscles, which I know jocks do all the time, but it was, like, weirdly specific. And he was like, hey, we should work out together sometime and all this stuff. And then I was like, Dom, that's gross. You're a literal child and this is a grown woman. Please leave her alone. And then, like, for a while, nothing happened. I was chill. And then he asked me to deliver a gift to her. And I did, because whatever. And it was a sweater with a heart on it. And Nan was like, girlie, I don't want this if it's from Dom. That's weird. And I was like, yeah, it's gross. So she didn't take it, and I think Dom got the hint and he left her alone after that. But it was just like a weird few weeks of that. I was like, the vibes are not vibing right now. So that's Dom, but I still love him, because other than that, he was like one of my best friends. Okay, next we have Rold. Oh my god. Okay, Rold is also going into That's My Best Friend right now. Okay, him and Dom have very similar energy. He was the other starter that I had on Cricket. And I was obsessed with him from the moment I saw him. The moment I laid eyes on him, I was like, this is my son, my boy. I love him. He has no drama surrounding him. I loved him. I appreciated him so much. And then one day he has to move out, and I said yes. And now he lives, I made him like a happy home, vacation home, so I can still say hi to him whenever. So he's doing great. Dom's doing great. Wait, not Dom. Oh my god. Rolled. Yikes. Have I been saying Dom the whole time? His name is Rolled. That's embarrassing. Okay, next. Lolly. You're so pretty, I wish you had a personality. She came onto my island. She was boring. She left. Period. End of story. Raymond. I'm gonna put Raymond into I don't know how to feel. Because, okay, Raymond is a very complex character. He's on my island currently. I really like him because he adds a lot of character to my island. He's a big business oil tycoon who hates pretty much everybody. He's very rich. He loves to flaunt that wealth. And he's overall just a not great person, but in like a fun way. He was suspected to be doing some illegal activities, which I can probably get into later once I do Rodney you. Yeah. So I don't hate him because of how much drama he adds to the island, but I also don't love him because he's terrible person, you know? So we're putting him into I don't know how to feel. Also, and I mentioned this in the last video, but recently there's been a lot of drama with Rodney. So number one, he was caught, or not caught, but he was suspected to have been a part of the illegal gambling that was going on my island, like funding it, and that was never confirmed. The only person who was a witness to it was me, so Nook didn't really believe me, but, you know, he's in a little bit of hot water right now for that. And I thought he was going to be really mean to me after it, like targeting me to try and get back at me, but he was actually really, really nice after it happened. He was watering my flowers and stuff, and I think he's trying to get on my good side so I don't say anything again, which, interesting strategy, but, you know, I appreciate it. He watered my flowers. Also, literally yesterday, I found this out. Him and, where is he on, oh my god, did I forget to, oh no, he's right there, okay. Raymond and Eric are dating, which that came out of absolutely nowhere, but I went into Eric's house yesterday, and they were making out, and I was like, oh, okay, what? I mean, I kind of see it, but I'm also kind of confused. I don't know, it's giving like, oh my god, it's giving like that K-drama stereotype when like there's like the like dark brooding guy who doesn't show any emotions and like super happy clumsy, usually it's a girl, but it's Eric this time, who's like desperately in love with him. That's what it's giving, and I kind of appreciate it. So we're gonna see where that goes, but they're like confirmed a thing, so just letting you know. Okay, honestly, let's rank Eric next because I'm already talking about him. Eric, we're gonna put him into, honestly, maybe I should make another tier. I don't know. He's not, I'm gonna put him in that's my best friend. He's not, I don't think we're at the best friend level yet, but we're at really good friend level, and he's got a big personality. He's got a big heart. He's a little bit of a mess, but he's adorable. I gave him a shirt, like literally just one shirt. He's worn it every single day. Every single day. I don't think he's washed it, so I gave him another shirt so that he would stop wearing it. But so that's the energy he gives. He's like so sweet. He really, really like appreciates gifts, and he loves being around people, and he loves having friends, but he's kind of a mess. So that's Eric. I love him. Next, let's go with, okay, Sasha. Sasha, again, you're so pretty, I wish you had a personality. Brought him onto my island. Boring. Left. Sprinkle goes into, also you're so pretty, I had a personality. Sprinkle actually had a bit of a personality. I thought she was really cool. She was on my old island, Hathaway, and she came during the winter, so the vibes were like there. I appreciated her being there, but after a while, I think at the time I think she just joined my island at a bad time, because I'm pretty sure when she joined, I already had 3 other peppies, and so adding a 4th peppy, I was losing my mind. So yeah, I appreciated her there, but like, it was just bad timing. She was really, really annoying me. Next, we have, I know I landed on Zucker, then I immediately moved it to Sherp. We have Zucker. Zucker, honestly, we'll put him in I don't know how to feel. Zucker, when I first got him, he was on my old island, and I really, really, really liked him. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. I'm good. I'm fine. Okay, yeah, Zucker originally was one of my first villagers on my old island, and I loved him. I really appreciated him. There was a certain point where I was like, okay, you can leave. I don't really, care for him anymore. And my best friend really wanted him, so I just gave him to her, and then she had a great time with him, so like, I appreciated him. But then I restarted my old island, and I autofilled one of my plots on accident, and he shows back up, and I was like, dude, we had our time together. I really don't care about you anymore. So that kind of brought my appreciation for him down a bit, so that's why he's in the category he's in. He's had no drama, no nothing. He was kind of just there doing his thing. Diana. Ooh, that's a hard one. Okay, Miss Diana's either going to be in the top or the... which one? Which one? I'm putting her into emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. She was also on my old island, and she was there for a really, really, really long time. Like, I didn't let her go until near a year after I, like, started my island, and I was about to, like, delete everything. Like, I let her move very last minute, but I really, really loved her. She was, like, that best friend who would just give you clothes and, like, help you style stuff. And, like, she would always talk to me about fashion, which I appreciated so much. And she was the sense of taste on the island. Nobody else did it quite like her. Everybody else was kind of just, running around screaming and fighting with each other. And she was just there living her life, She didn't have any drama with nobody. She kind of kept to herself, but we were super good friends. The one thing that did happen with her was on her birthday, it was right when Nookazon released this feature where you could like have people come over to your island and celebrate villagers' birthdays. And so I was like, I want to try this because it's Diana's birthday, why not? So I did that. And one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had in Animal Crossing, this person came over, it was just one, and they were dressed as a clown, and their name was Bobo the Clown. And they went into Diana's house, and they had like balloons and tambourines and streamers, and they were like passing them out and like yelling like, Bobo the Clown is here, happy birthday. It was very, very strange, and I don't think Diana enjoyed it, but I kind of did. And we were just making a lot of noise, and Diana was like, girly, I'm about to move, please just leave my house. So it was just a very interesting experience. Perfect segue into the next villager is Miss Alice, who I'm putting straight into that's my best friend. The reason this is a good segue is because Alice was the person who replaced Diana after she moved out. Wow. Alice I had like never in a million years thought I was going to bring her onto my island, and then I did, and I loved her. She is so cute. Oh my gosh, very like softcore vibes. Alice also was involved in what was probably the biggest scandal of my entire island ever, and it was not her fault at all. But yeah, I'm gonna get into that in a second once we rank the other villagers who were involved, because they were like the main parts of it. She was just kind of there and had to like, you know, be emotionally devastated by it. We'll just do all the 3 villagers that were involved in this right now. Marshall, I am putting into emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. I found him after like 3 tickets, and I was like, oh my god, I found such a popular villager. Oh my god, villager, I'm gonna take him. I did, and I loved him. This squirrel is like the most out of pocket, like networking. He's got like 50 jobs. He's just doing stuff, you know. I love him. He's also so supportive, and like he understands that I'm like a creative person. I have my creative passions, and he like wants to support me in that, and he wants me to support him. So we were just vibing. He was the second person who was involved in the biggest scandal of my island. So I'm just going to go straight into it, and we're going to rank the 3rd person, and then we're going to get into that drama. The 3rd person was Carmen, who I'm also putting into emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. Carmen, I don't remember if I've mentioned this or not, but I know some people don't love the way she's designed. She is my all-time favorite villager. Literally, okay, she was, I think, the first Peppy I ever got, and Peppies are really easy to become best friends with because they are just so girly pop, and so I was obsessed with her. I never let her off my island, not for a second, and I love her so much. Like, we were each other's rocks, and whatever she needed, I would give it to her, and she would always be there to support me. Love each other. However, this is where the drama comes in. So, Miss Carmen and Marshall, they were dating. It was a long process over like half a year. I kept seeing all these different, like there was so many, if I find any pictures, I will put the pictures up. But there was so many interactions between them where I was like, oh, this is like a thing. I thought Marshall was gay. I guess he's not. I don't know. But maybe he's bi. I feel like Marshall would be bi. Anyway, yeah, like it started with Marshall, like they hung out one day and he was complimenting her cooking or something like that. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Then they went on another date and like we're playing video games. And I think Carmen let Marshall win or the other way around. I can't remember. But like they had so many interactions together where I was like, oh, this is a full thing. They were even the ones that threw me my birthday party. And I was like, oh my god, they are a thing. So they were dating for like a few months or maybe longer than that. I don't know timeline very well. Then we get Alice. She moves in. She's very new to the island, doesn't know anybody, lives kind of on the outskirts, just where I placed her. She lived in this like flower field and like she didn't really know anybody. Literally her like 2nd day of living there, I walk in, it's late at night, and her and Carmen are making out. And I was like, oh no, what is happening right now? Because you don't understand, Carmen and Marshall were like the couple on the island. Like they were it. And then I catch Carmen cheating on Marshall with Alice, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? And so obviously they broke it up because I was there, and Alice had no idea what the heck was going on, and Carmen was like, ahaha, don't tell Marshall. And I was like, I'm not going to, you're going to, like, this is your problem. So anyway, I ran out of that house as soon as possible. I found Marshall. He didn't know what was going on. I didn't tell him, but like I kept going up to Carmen and being like, Carmen, you have to tell him, because I'm not going to be the one to do it, but you have to take responsibility for this. Like, what is wrong with you? And so I think about 3 days after it happened, and I explained everything to Alice, and she was mortified. She was so embarrassed. She was like, I'm sorry, I'm new to the island. I don't know what's going on. And obviously, she kind of like cut herself off from Carmen and from Marshall. She was just kind of secluded. And so 3 days after that, I'm walking around late at night, and I see Marshall sitting on this bench, and Carmen literally, like, behind resident services, like, stalking him. Like, trying to muster up the courage to go talk to him about it. Because I think by this point, Marshall knew, but Carmen hadn't apologized or talked to him about it. They hadn't worked through it at all. And so, like, I was watching them, because I'm a little stalker. I was watching them, and Carmen just kept walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, not talking to him. And Marshall was like, bro, come on. And eventually she got brave enough and she goes and she sits on the bench with him and they talk about it. And then everything was okay, I think, after that. Like, it took a little while, but it seemed like they made some real progress in that, you know, issue. And then after that, they kind of started, you know, slowly building back up the relationship and their trust. And I just felt so bad because Alice was like, she had no idea what was going on and she was so mortified. It was like her second day on the island and she accidentally helped somebody cheat. So that was like the biggest scandal that ever crossed my island. And it broke the hearts of me and of Alice and of Marshall, and it was just a whole thing. So yeah, I ended up, where is she? Okay. We're going to move on because that's pretty much it. But we're going to move on to Marina, who I'm going to put in... I'll say You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality, but honestly, I really, really liked having Marina on the island. She was fun. But I brought Marina onto the island specifically because I wanted to try and give Alice a girlfriend, because I wanted her, you know, to pick herself back up from the thing that happened with Carmen. Nothing happened with them. Zero. Nothing. They're both gay. Okay, they're both lesbians, but, you know, just because you're gay doesn't mean you're interested in another gay person, so... Nothing happened with them. Then I deleted my island, so that's gone forever. But it could have been a thing, but it was not. Okay, moving on from that. Oh, we have Pashmina. I'm putting Pashmina into... Sometimes I wish there was a tier between these two. I'll put her in... You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality. The thing is, Pashmina had a personality. She had a humongous personality. I just didn't keep her because I wanted somebody else. That was the only reason. And she didn't care. She was like, I'll move. I don't care. The only drama that she had at all was that her and Dobie, who was on my old island too, right here, they hated each other. They fought all the time. Every single time they were close to each other, they would argue and argue. And the only time they didn't was like Christmas. I go outside and they're singing song together and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Christmas miracle. They're being nice to each other. And as soon as they finished the song, they started arguing again. So Pashmina was great. She wasn't on my island for a long time, but I really did love her. Ugh. Okay, we're getting into the bottom tier. Hans is going straight into getting earbud wires caught in the door handle and ripped out of my ears because, and y'all probably know this because I literally just did a villager hunt on him like a little bit ago. He was my first campsite villager on Cricket, my worst enemy other than Rodney. I hated him because, okay, timeline, and this is real life timeline. Last December, I was in a cabin on a little vacation. I finally got my first campsite villager. That's why I didn't record it. I don't have it on video. But I got my first campsite villager and it was Hans. And I was like, ew, disgusting. But you know, I'll move him out. It'll be fine. Haha. No. Literally, he asked to move out for the first time. And I have time traveled a ton. I have gone through so many different villages. This man asked to move out for the first time this October. Almost a year. A full in real life year. I don't know how that's even possible. I've had so many villagers. I've time traveled so much and this man has never asked to move out once and I hate him. And he kept trying to pretend like we were friends. Even though I ignored him every day, I put him in like the corners of my island. It's like that lady in Clue who's like flames seething out of that is exactly what I feel for this man. I hate him so much. Anyway, we're moving on. Shep is going into You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality. I loved his design. That's the reason have you ever seen Shep try to wear glasses? It's so dumb, but he had no personality. He was really boring. So I made him move off the island. Pietro, I'm going to put into I don't know how to feel. So he was on my old island for a very short amount of time. I moved him on as an amiibo because he was one of the villagers where I moved him on because I wanted to sell him. And then I kind of started being like, oh, he's actually kind of cool. So I started really vibing with him and we were having a pretty good friendship. And then I really wanted to move in somebody else. I can't remember who. So I vowed like I would move him out and then I would move him back in. And I didn't do that. And so our friendship obviously kind of died because he moved off the island. So I brought him back on Cricket. And after 2 seconds of having him, I was like, you're boring. When did you get boring? You used to be so interesting. You used to be so cool. And so he moved off again. So theoretically, Pietro is very interesting, but not in reality. Next villager, let's go with, oh my god, Quilson. Yeah. Okay. Quilson is my most hated villager of all time. I made a video a while ago. That was my Animal Crossing hit list. All the villagers, like my least favorites that I would literally murder, and all my reasons why I hate them. He was number one. Hate him. He was on my old island. He was my first campsite. Oh, see, there's the theme. Campsite villagers suck. He was my first campsite villager on Hathaway, my old island. And I can't even, okay. My list of reasons. I literally wrote them down, but I'll say them again. He's racist, first of all. He is ugly, second of all. And he's so cocky for no reason. Also, he had a pet fish, but he's an animal. He's a duck. And he named it something like Mr. Fish. The main thing, even worse than the racism, was he tried to rap at me. He went up to me and he was like, hey, you want to hear my rap? And I was like, absolutely not. He's like, you want to check out my SoundCloud? And I'm like, boy, if you don't get out of my face, I'm going to murder you. So yeah, I hate him so much. The only redeeming quality about him is that he asked to move out almost as soon as he moved in, because he understood how much I hated him, unlike Hans. But I still hate him more than Hans. I'm just sorry. I do. I'm not sorry. Moving on. Oh god, I don't even know her name. Is it Marcy or Margie? Or is it something completely different? Wait, I'm gonna look it up. What's her name? Marcy. Okay. Marcy, you're so pretty. I wish we had a personality. She was on my island for a short amount of time. I liked her. She was a single mom doing her best to raise her kid. But she was boring. And also, the main reason I moved her off, and this is really embarrassing, is one day I realized the way her feet were designed. She has these like giant black lines that are supposed to be her toes, but they were just so big it weirded me out, and that's the reason I made her move off my island. I know that's really dumb, but whatever. Flora, you're so pretty. I wish you had a personality. That's it. Daisy, you're so pretty. I wish you had a personality. Daisy specifically, I hunted for her for so long because she was so cute, and the second she got on my island, I was like, oh my god, this girl has the personality of like cardboard. Nothing. And it took me forever to move her back out because pro tip, Animal Crossing, you can't move out the most recently moved in villager. It's like a game mechanic. It's physically impossible for you to move them out unless you do it by like campsite or amiibo or whatever. I didn't know that, so I spent hours trying to get her to move off before I looked it up and realized that it was literally impossible for me to get her to move off. So not fun at all. Judy, you're so pretty. I wish you had a personality. Can you see a pattern here? What most of these villagers have in common. Judy, she was on my island for a short amount of time because she was boring. But the one good thing about her is that I found her after one ticket. That's the only reason I took her. I went on a villager hunt. First ticket, it was Judy. And and this is not an exaggeration because I'm just a crazy person. I got so excited, I fell into the splits. This is a real thing that happened. I was like, I was holding on to something while it did it, but I got so surprised, I like tripped forward and I fell into the splits. That's the only interesting thing about her. Croak, you can't even see his eyes. That's so sad. Oh yeah, he's going into emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. Croak, is that a spoiler? No, whatever. My last video I did, if you want to watch that, then I guess spoiler warning, he's the one wait, that's not how spoiler warning works. Whatever, he's the one I got on my last villager hunt. But he was on my old island for a really, really long time. I have a lot of history with this man. I was on a villager hunt, I found him randomly, and I was like, his design is really cool, so I took him. He became one of my favorite people because, first of all, I love the cranky personality. I think they are so adorable. So, like, old and grumpy and, like, little grandpas. And he became, like, my grandpa, like, my adopted grandpa. I loved him so much. He would always come and check on me and give me life advice. And I loved him so much. And then I made the grave mistake of moving him off my island. He asked to move off, and I said yes. because I wanted Julia, who he previously said was super boring. When I realized she was super boring, I really, really regretted moving him off my island. So you know what I did? I tried to get him back through Nookazon, but he's not a very popular villager at all. So I couldn't find him anywhere. Nobody had him. I don't even remember how I got him back. I really don't remember. I villager hunted for him. I looked on Nookazon for him. I looked on all the Animal Crossing Discords. I could not find him. I did end up getting him back, but I don't remember how. Wow, that's weird. Oh well, I don't remember how I got him back at all, but I did somehow. And I never let him go again. I was like, that was the worst mistake of my life. Why did I do that? Also, little not drama, but I guess tea. Is that the same thing? I don't know. I tried so hard to set Croak up with Dobie, who is also on my old island, because they're both little old men who like to chill and stuff. And that's not a good reason, but like I thought that they would be so cute together. Never happened. They were not interested in each other at all. It was just me constantly trying to get them to talk to each other and like each other, and then being like, girl, no, I'm good. More about Croak. He just moved on to my new island because I found him on a villager hunt, and it was literally, I'm gonna say it was fate, because if you didn't watch my last video, on a previous villager hunt, I had found Croak 3 times, and I was like, the game is trying to tell me something, but I didn't take him. Then I went on another villager hunt later. He shows up again, and the first thing he does is he walks all the way down the dock to where Orville is standing, and he just stands there. And I'm like, oh my god, this man wants me to take him home. He knows who I am. He's like, please, what are we even like standing around here for? Let's go. And so I was like, the game is really trying to tell me something. And then I was just thinking, I was like, maybe he's starting to, because he's old, maybe he's starting to forget some things. But he recognizes me, and he knows that I'm safe, so he wants to go with me, you know? And then I talked to him, and literally the first 2 things he says was, I don't really know who you are, but you seem cool, something like that. And then like, I don't know where I am or how I got here, but I'm gonna have a good time. And I was like, this man is fully losing his mind, like losing his memories. I have to take him home. It's dangerous for him to be out here by himself. And also, I think it also kind of hit him hard because he lost his husband like a while ago. That's why I was trying to set him up with Dobie in the first place, because he was married, but you know, he lost his husband. So sorry, that is so much information about this one person. But yeah, so now he's on my new island. He's living his best life. He is still forgetting stuff sometimes, but I'm trying to help him through it. And yeah, I love him so much. So that is an entire rant about Croak. I didn't think I was going to be talking about him this much. Let's move on to Bob. Oh, that's my best friend. Bob was another one of those villagers that I brought in from Amiibo because I wanted to sell him. Yikes. And he, like, immediately, I was like, wait, this dude is cool. Like, he was just such a fun villager to have around. He was always so happy, so playful, because that's his personality. And, like, he always tried to do his best to cheer me up and to, like, vibe with me. And he was just really cool. So I love Bob. He never, I don't think he was in any drama or anything. He was just living his life, running around the island and, like, eating food. So good for him. Petrie, I'm going to put her into, I don't know how to feel at the moment. When I first got Petrie, she was one of my dreamies. I really wanted her. But I have not talked to her almost ever. And that's just a problem with me. I don't talk to my villagers on my new island nearly as much as I talk to the ones on my old island. So that's on me. That's my fault. But we just haven't hit it off as much as I thought we would. Like, she's really cool, but you know, I need to talk to her more. So that's why I put her in I don't know how to feel. She hasn't been in any drama. She mostly just stays in her house and does lab experiments. So good for her. I don't know. Boomer was one of my dreamies. I really wanted him because I had this whole idea of him, like, building him a treehouse and, like, I don't know, he would live in it. I feel like he's like a retired pilot or something like that. I don't know why those two, like a treehouse and that correlated in my mind, but it did. Anyway, I brought him onto my island. I didn't realize until I brought him onto my island that he was a lazy. I thought he was a cranky because he looks like an old person, you know? So that kind of ruined him for me, especially because I have 2 other lazies on my island and I like both of them more than I like him. So, that was a great voice crack. So yeah, I don't like him anymore. I think I want to move him off. I haven't said that out loud because I've been in denial about it, but yeah, he's He is a disappointment. Sorry, boomer. Derwin. Okay, Derwin. Oh, I don't want to put him in That's My Best Friend, but I'll put him in You're So Pretty, I Wish You Had a Personality. Maybe that was the wrong thing to title this. I don't know. Because Derwin, when he first moved onto my island, I hated him. I was like, he was another one that I got from my best friend, you know, the one who gave me Ailey, who I hate. Yeah, she gave me Derwin too, and I was like, bro, stop giving me your worst villagers. What is wrong with you? Anyway, I really didn't like him. I thought he was ugly and like whatever. I wanted him off my island. First of all, he hasn't asked to move out once. Same with Hans, you know. But he grew on me. I don't even know how, but there was like a certain point where I stopped hating him and I started being like, he's cool. Just randomly. I don't know what it was. He's just cute and he runs around and he does his thing and I appreciate it. So he actually does have a personality. I think he's a cool person. I just didn't, he's not my best friend. Like, I didn't know where to put him. He hasn't done anything. He kind of just lives by the beach and like eats food and says dumb stuff. So, you know, good for him. Man, emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way, 100 billion%. Other than Carmen, this bunny, Nan is my girl, my best friend. She was also on my old island. Wow, that's a common theme. She was I think the first normal I had, and I was obsessed with her. She was just the sweetest person ever. You know, she would give me gifts all the time, talk about flowers, talk about the books that she was reading. I was just like so in love with her. Also, she's like a little lesbian and I love her for it. Her and Chevre, I don't know how to pronounce that girl's name, but I love her so much. And I have also been contemplating taking her back to my new island for a while. So that might happen at some point. I don't know yet. But she was in that drama with Dom that I already mentioned, but I think other than that, she was pretty chill. She kind of just minded her own business. Yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Honestly, Coach, hate. I meant not hate. Sorry, getting earbuds caught in a door handle and ripped out of my ears. Yeah. He was my first villager on my old island. Hated him. Just look at him and you'll be able to understand why I hated him. There's honestly no explanation for him. He wasn't in any drama other than, you know, the drama with me and not moving off my island. But he was like my first exposure to jocks. Ew. And he's so ugly. So yeah, I hate him. That's end of story. Meringue. She's on my new island, but she's already emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. First of all, she's my girlfriend, so like, of course. But also, she's like the sweetest person ever. She constantly sends me gifts and letters and like goes out of her way to like say hi to me and to like plan things that we could do together. And she is like the cutest thing ever. Also, I built her like a bakery / ice cream parlor because I thought it'd be cute, and she hasn't even stepped near it, so that's super fun. But it's supposed to be hers. I don't know. I'm not even gonna explain why I love this girl as much as I do. She's just so adorable. Okay, next one. Mira. I'm gonna put her in Net Hit. She was my other first villager on my old island, and I hated her. First of all, the fact that I got two villagers that were just bright yellow, not a great sign. But she's kind of grown on me, just a tiny bit, because she is a sisterly, so she's kind of a girl boss, but she's still like ugly and weird enough to where I'm like, no, please leave me alone. Like, you can be a girl boss by yourself, you know? Don't bother me with it. Quinn, that's my best friend. She's on my new island. Love her. I love gay people. I love gay people so much, and she is so gay. Love her. I want to get her. I want to try and find her a girlfriend because I feel like she deserves that. You know, she deserves the world. She is literally one of my favorite people. I love her so much, and she hasn't been in any drama either. So good for her, honestly. All she wants to do. Okay, I don't know if this is a thing that sisterlies usually talk about, but most of our conversations are her saying how much she loves flowers. like, her dad used to, like, teach her how to grow flowers, and she has pressed flowers in her books, and she wanted a flower garden, so I gave her a little flower garden. I don't know, I've never heard a sisterly talk about that before, so, I don't know, that's, like, an interesting fact about her. No drama, though. She's just a sweetheart. Sure, but, well, we're gonna put him in emotionally attached in this really unhealthy way. Honestly, he was another one in my old island. I had 3 villagers that, the first 3 villagers you get on that first Nook Mile ticket. No, wow, I am losing all my words. The first Nook Mile ticket hunt oh my god, I'm giving up. I can't do this anymore. I'm so close. Okay. The first Nook Mile ticket hunt you do where you can take 3 villagers. My first 3 were Carmen, Nan, and Sherb. And I love all of them to death so much. So Sherb, I mostly kept him for as long as I did because he was also my siblings' favorite villager. And so whenever I would, like, show my island to them, they would be like, oh my gosh, it's Sherb. And so I kept him for a really long time. But he's also just, like, one of those people that is just my best friend. Like, he's so sweet and so cute. And I watch a ton of, Animal Crossing, like, YouTubers and whatever, because I'm addicted to Animal Crossing. Every single one of them thinks he's a psychopath, which I can totally see. But my island, personally, it was, like, the version of him that should have been. Because he was, like, the sweetest person ever. No drama, I think. Yeah. Just chilling, sleeping all day. Rodney. Ugh. Bottom tier. He was the one I just kicked off my island, who's been on there forever. He was another autofill, and whoever gave me him, I don't know who it was. It was somebody that, like, he came from somebody else's island. Whoever's island that was, your mom's a hoe, okay? Like, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe, because I hate him so much. He also, he was, like I've said before, he was literally a criminal. He's a wanted criminal. He's not on the run. He got caught and he got kicked off my island. He had a casino in his house running, all that illegal. I don't know anything about gambling, so I'm making this up as I go. But, like, he was doing some illegal gambling with Raymond, but don't tell Raymond I know that because he'll try to kill me. But yeah, so he literally Nook kicked him off the island and fined him. And so, yeah, he got what he deserved, but I hated him until the second he asked to move out. And by asked to move out, I mean he got kicked out. Next, let's just go with Kid. Kid is, I guess, just a net hit. I don't even remember how I got him. I think he autofilled, and then, like, a week later, I hadn't been playing, and I logged in and immediately asked to move out, and I was like, you know what, valid. If you hate it here, you hate it here. No emotional connection to him whatsoever, but, like, I feel like he's kind of a douchebag for some reason, so, yeah. Bree, hate, no, honestly, yeah. So Bree, I thought was cute. I thought that she was the only good-looking mouse, which honestly she might be still. So I brought her onto my island. I don't know why. I don't know what my brain was thinking at the time. This was my old island, by the way. Immediately, she was the most annoying person I've ever met in my life. I was like, girl, shut up. And she was so mean. She was like the mean girl who would talk shit about your back, behind your back, but she would do it to everyone. So, like, everybody knew that she hated them from somebody else, She was just mean. So yeah, I hate her. Stella, you're so pretty, I wish you had a personality. She is so cute. Her design is top tier. No personality. Sorry. That's it. We've got 2 left. Who should I start with? Let's end on a positive note. So let's do Hippo first. This ugly man. Another autofill, somehow. I get the most rank autofills on planet Earth. Come on, Hippo and Rodney, that's an ugh. First of all, the way he looks is enough. But he also made a really, oh my god. I've committed blasphemy, I just realized. I had Audie on my old island and I didn't add her. Are you kidding? That's so embarrassing. She'll be in our spirits, okay? But Hippo made really creepy comments towards Audie. He was always trying to, like, get up near her and be like, by the way, I support you. I think you're a shining star. And then try to, like, get her to give him a hug, and she was like, ugh, what the heck? Hippo, creepy man. And you know what? I feel so bad. I can't believe I forgot to add Audie to this. Audie is also in my emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. I don't know how I forgot to put her there. She, love of my life. She was on my old island, and she, you know Audie. She is the most girl boss you will ever get. We never dated, but I had a humongous crush on her for like a while. And then as soon as I got over her, she started liking me, and I was like, girl, come on. So we had kind of a thing, but not really a thing. But we were still really good friends because Audie is just like the coolest. Anyway, last but not least, we have Mr. Old Man himself, Dobie, emotionally attached in a severely unhealthy way. I already mentioned that I love the Crankies so much, and him and Croak are the reason why. And I gave you all that drama already pretty much with him, but I love him so much. He brings me so much calm and so much joy, and I really do want to bring him back to my new island. So I might do that. There might be a reunion of some of the people from my old island. So yeah, with that is my entire tier list complete. Wow. And it only took much longer than I thought. Oh my god, I thought I was good. I thought I was doing good. Okay. That is that. How do you end this? I don't know. It's done. It's finished. Yay. Okay. I guess with that, I'm gonna wrap up the video and say thank you so much for watching. My brain just blanked on everything I'm trying to say. If you enjoyed the video, even if you didn't, honestly, whatever, subscribe and like it, and like say something nice or say something really mean. I don't care, either one. Try to fight me in the comments if you want. I don't care. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.